We're in a new era where celebrity means nothing. Anybody can get it. I don't remember taking any more precaution than I usually would.
Ice Cube told me, man, like, longevity is in being a chameleon. Wherever hip-hop go, you ride with it. Is you riding or you not? Is you riding or you not? It'll leave your ass.
And I think both of these dudes were, in some kind of way, more Biggie than Tupac.
Ice Cube just spilled some major tea about how Diddy allegedly forced Jay-Z to split from Beyonce for his wild parties. Hold on to your seats because Ice Cube's revelations are shocking. Every day it seems more likely that Jay-Z might face the same downfall as Diddy, and we're just scratching the surface of this scandal. For years we've seen Jay-Z, Diddy, and R. Kelly as close pals, and this situation feels like a repeat of the R. Kelly saga. Ice Cube claims that Jay-Z, Diddy, and R. Kelly were part of a shady group covering for each other's wrongdoings. Jay-Z supposedly stayed friends with him until the last minute, fearing they'd expose his secrets. But now it looks like the truth is coming out. R. Kelly is in jail, Diddy is swamped with lawsuits, and rumors say Jay-Z could be next. What's even more intriguing is that this entire ordeal not only strained Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship, but also marked a turning point for Jay-Z. So, why did Jay-Z have such a strong bond with R. Kelly and Diddy? What secrets was he so desperate to hide? Let's dive deep into the juicy details and uncover the truth behind these alliances.
The same people who own the labels own the prisons.
Literally the same people?
Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons.
It looks like Jay-Z is in big trouble because Ice Cube just revealed some shocking details about his connections with Diddy and R. Kelly. From what Ice Cube knows, Jay-Z's career could be on the brink of destruction, and he might even face serious consequences. Sources close to Ice Cube say he has shared this information with authorities to help bring down both Jay-Z and Diddy, and believe me, it's some dark stuff. Recently, Jay-Z has been making headlines because, with all the dirt coming out about Diddy, people think Jay-Z might be the next one exposed. YouTuber Storm Monroe even seems to have insider information on the matter, suggesting that the truth about Jay-Z's involvement is about to blow up. Storm hinted that some powerful people are orchestrating Diddy's downfall, and that Jay-Z will be the next one once they're finished with Diddy. According to Storm, this process will continue for a while, and after major documentaries and public humiliation, Jay-Z is next in line to be exposed.
After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right?
Storm pointed out that Jay-Z has allegedly done things throughout his career that the public wouldn't be happy to know. He mentioned that people tend to forget about the controversial aspects of Jay-Z's past, like the age of Foxy Brown when they were together, and his association with R. Kelly. These activities were often kept under wraps due to Jay-Z's powerful influence in the industry and his excellent PR and marketing strategies. Storm emphasized that despite Jay-Z and Beyoncé's power, they are still vulnerable in an industry run by people who can turn against them. He believes that when it's Jay-Z's turn to be exposed, nothing will be kept secret. Storm previously predicted Diddy's downfall, and he now suggests Jay-Z will follow. Because of this, people are starting to dig up some old dirt on Jay-Z, and a lot of it ties back to his connections with Diddy and R. Kelly. To give you some background, Jay-Z didn't become a big name in music at a young age like many of his peers. Meanwhile, R. Kelly was already a famous R&B artist in the early 1990s, and Diddy was making waves at a major record label. Eventually, the three of them crossed paths in various situations, leading to collaborations on several projects. It's worth noting that Jay-Z and R. Kelly were incredibly close. They weren't just collaborators in the studio, they were friends who attended the same parties, shopped at the same stores, and dated the same girls. Because of this close relationship, many people now believe that Jay-Z must have been aware of R. Kelly's notorious behavior and possibly even participated in it. For instance, take the case of Aaliyah. When she met R. Kelly in 1991, she was just 12 years old, although she was already a talented singer. By 1994, she had released her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, which was written and produced by R. Kelly. This album became a classic with timeless tracks like Back and Forth and At Your Best, You Are Love. However, the album also carried an unsettling message that love transcends age. a sentiment that now raises eyebrows given what we know about R. Kelly's history. A witness later testified that R. Kelly began having relations with Aaliyah when she was just 13. In August 1994, when Aaliyah was 15, R. Kelly obtained a forged document stating that she was 18 and secretly married her after allegedly discovering she was pregnant. At the time, R. Kelly was 27. Whether she was actually pregnant and what happened to the pregnancy remains unknown. The marriage was annulled in 1995 because Aaliyah was not legally old enough to marry. Now, Aaliyah's case is the most publicized, but dozens of other women and girls have come forward with stories about surviving R. Kelly's predatory behavior. When R. Kelly was convicted and sentenced to jail in 2021, many wondered how he managed to get away with his actions for so long. It turns out that he had people who knew what he was doing and either looked the other way or even participated, including Jay-Z. In a recently resurfaced interview on Wendy Williams' former 107.5 FM radio show, Nas discussed this issue. According to Nas, Jay-Z definitely knew about R. Kelly's twisted interest in young girls, but continued to work with him regardless. Nas stated,
There's one basketball boys. You can't tell me Jay didn't see a young girl come in the studio and Kelly's rap. No. You can't tell me, you want to sit here and tell me that working on that album, that he ain't never seen no come in the vicinity?
My belief is that anybody who's worked with him and been in his cipher has seen it go down.
You've seen it go down?
Yeah.
But if you thought that was the end of it, you're about to be surprised. Even after knowing everything R. Kelly did to Aaliyah, Jay-Z was still interested in her and even tried to date her while she was with his friend Dame Dash. Jay-Z would send her flowers, try to court her, take her out on dates, the whole shebang. But Aaliyah just wasn't feeling him that way and told him so. Jay-Z couldn't handle the rejection and tried to sabotage Dame's career. This was a major betrayal, because Dame and Jay had been tight for a long time. When Jay-Z was still a struggling artist, selling his records from studio to studio with no one willing to sign him, Dame put in his time and resources to form Rockefeller Records with him. This partnership gave Jay-Z the leverage to snag a distribution deal with Def Jam in 1997, which helped him start working with other big names like Diddy, Ski, and DJ Premier. However, things began to sour between Dame Dash and Jay-Z because of Jay's interest in Aaliyah. Jay started cutting Dame out of important decisions and business moves. Jaguar Wright once talked about how Jay did Dame dirty because of his selfish interests. She said, "I think that everybody knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did, it's malicious. But maybe that was because the girl didn't want you." But that's not even the worst part. In February 2002, that infamous footage of someone who appeared to be R. Kelly engaging in inappropriate acts with a girl, later discovered to be under 18, was released. A few months later, R. Kelly was arrested and indicted on 21 counts of child pornography. When police searched his Florida residence, they found images and videotape of young girls in compromising positions with R. Kelly. R. Kelly denied all of this, and the charges were dropped in 2004, but we all know how that ended. Meanwhile, despite all the dirt coming out about R. Kelly, Jay-Z didn't cut him off or call him out. Oh no! Instead, in 2002, the same year this all went down, Jay-Z collaborated with R. Kelly on the album The Best of Both Worlds. They even planned to go on tour that same year, but because of R. Kelly's legal problems, they had to postpone the tour until 2004. Never mind that in the midst of all this, Aaliyah lost her life in that tragic plane crash. So if you remember The Best of Both Worlds, you won't see Dame Dash's name on it. This was around the time Jay-Z started distancing himself from Dame and the rest of their Rockefeller crew. Come 2004, Jay-Z and R. Kelly had already recorded and released another album, Unfinished Business. They finally went on their tour, and Jay-Z had a swell time singing and dancing with his creepy best friend. This made Dame feel betrayed and heartbroken because Jay was like his brother. Jay-Z also knew how difficult Aaliyah's experience with R. Kelly was for her. And he knew Dame tried to stay away from R. Kelly because Aaliyah didn't want to make a scene. Despite all this, Jay-Z did not stay loyal to the friend who had been with him through thick and thin. Instead, he publicly took his stance with R. Kelly, who would later be sent to prison for 30 years. Jay and R. Kelly eventually fell out, with R. Kelly allegedly panicking about Jay-Z trying to unalive him. R. Kelly's former cellmate, Ronnie Bowe, later talked about how R. Kelly was in prison talking about Jay being jealous of him and tried to take his life. It may sound outrageous, but R. Kelly felt like Jay-Z wanted to have him eliminated for some reason. He couldn't pinpoint it exactly. Maybe some Illuminati sacrifice type of thing. Who knows? But that's how he felt. What's crucial to understand in all of this is that Jay-Z didn't fall out with R. Kelly because of all the creepy, criminal, disgusting things R. Kelly did. No, he got mad at R. Kelly because around the time they wanted to go on tour, R. Kelly started acting unprofessionally. He'd show up late for rehearsals. He was paranoid, and he complained about everything. According to inside sources, the reason Jay-Z tried to stay cool with R. Kelly despite everything was that he was afraid R. Kelly would try to take him down with him as he was going down for his crimes. Because whatever R. Kelly was doing, Jay-Z was also doing. But instead of protecting him, Jay's closeness with R. Kelly only made people start speculating on what he knew. Supposedly, that's the main reason their relationship went south, to the point where they started suing each other for millions of dollars. Now folks are saying Jay has learned his lesson from R. Kelly, and that's why he's giving Diddy the cold shoulder. Diddy and Jay-Z have been friends for a long time. They've always hung out together, and there are even rumors that Jay and Beyoncé have attended many of Diddy's freak-off parties. In fact, Diddy recently said that the only two people allowed to call him by his government name are Jay-Z and his mother, and he still has a picture of himself and Jay on his website. Obviously, Diddy is very proud of his relationship with Jay. As for Jay, he seemed happy doing the video montage for Diddy's Lifetime Achievement Award, and he never fails to invite his BFF Diddy to his yearly Rock Nation parties. Speaking of which, you all know how Rock Nation didn't host its annual brunch this year. Well, sources are saying that Jay actually scrapped the entire shindig because it would seem odd if he didn't invite his friend Diddy this year, and Jay is reportedly trying to avoid him at all costs. But why would Jay be trying to avoid Diddy now? After all, he's known for having an unnatural allegiance to creeps. Well, allegedly, it's because unlike R. Kelly, Diddy actually has evidence of Jay-Z participating in some really creepy things. It's not so difficult to see how that might be, because we all know how Jay has a preference for younger girls. Bonus points if they were in their mid-teenage years. Take Foxy Brown, for example. Jay-Z came under a lot of heat when it was revealed that Foxy was only 15 years old. At the time, Jay-Z allegedly dated her, Foxy Brown. It's said that Jay-Z lured Foxy into the relationship by promising her a successful Hollywood career. Sources even claim Jay paid Foxy a hefty sum to keep quiet about the whole thing, allegedly keeping her on his payroll to this day. Jay even referenced it in his song Picasso Baby. When Foxy was asked about it, she tried to sidestep the question, saying she and Jay were supposed to laugh it off because that came with being famous. Dame Dash later confirmed the whole thing in an interview, getting defensive when asked about Foxy's age when she was signed. Allegedly, one of the girls Jay was involved with back in the day, named Wanda, had a baby when Jay was 22 and Wanda was 16. That baby is now an adult named Ramir Satterthwaite, trying to get Jay to take a paternity test, but Jay has been dodging it. Wanda's godmother, Lily, spoke up saying they initially tried to resolve it privately, but when different lawyers got involved, their attitude changed. There have been rumors about Jay's relationship with Beyoncé, suggesting it started when she was much younger, despite their claims otherwise. Even with Beyoncé, there are rumors that Jay-Z was looking for a talented and beautiful R&B girl to be his queen and build a power couple with. When things didn't work out with Aaliyah, he turned to Beyoncé. It's been speculated that Aaliyah's tragic death was a sacrifice to elevate another in the industry. Reports suggested she didn't want to be on board the plane and was given a sedative, leading to suspicions of foul play. Mary J. Blige even outrightly said she believed Aaliyah's passing was a spiritual murder. According to Ice Cube, Jay-Z isn't afraid to sacrifice others to advance himself or his partner in the industry. Ice Cube once went on a passionate rant about the club of gatekeepers, those who control access and opportunities in the industry, and how they retaliate against those who refuse to conform. Ice Cube's long-standing beef with Jay-Z reportedly stems from information he possesses about Jay's connections with R. Kelly and Diddy, suggesting something deeply disturbing. You won't believe what else Ice Cube has spilled. Apparently, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are already living in separate homes, and rumor has it, Beyoncé is getting ready to secure her assets for a post-divorce life.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're going to see Beyonce divorcing.
But why the sudden urge to file for divorce? Well, according to Ice Cube, it all goes back to Diddy allegedly pressuring Jay-Z to partake in his notorious freak-offs, sending shockwaves through Beyoncé. While both Jay-Z and Beyoncé were regular attendees at Diddy's wild parties, Beyoncé was allegedly unaware of the extent of Jay's escapades with his buddy. Despite being privy to Diddy's shady dealings, she never fathomed that Jay would be involved in such activities, at least according to insiders. But here's the kicker. If anyone would know the true extent of Jay's ruthlessness, it would undoubtedly be Beyoncé herself. After all, they've shared a home, lived the same high-profile lives in the spotlight, and performed on the same stage. Who could possibly understand Jay better than Queen Bey herself? It's a question that leaves many scratching their heads and wondering just how much Beyoncé truly knew about her husband's actions behind closed doors. Even Jaguar Wright has weighed in on the matter, suggesting that if you're already feeling queasy about the revelation surrounding Diddy, you might just lose your lunch if Jay-Z's crimes were exposed. According to insiders, Jay-Z's alleged involvement not only extends to his preference for younger women, but also positions him as the mastermind behind the activities associated with Diddy and R. Kelly. Described as shrewd and calculated, Jay-Z's apparent ability to evade legal consequences has allowed him to keep his misdeeds under wraps for an extended period. His strategic maneuvering through legal loopholes has kept him one step ahead of accountability, leaving his alleged crimes concealed behind a facade of success and influence. It's a sobering reminder of the power dynamics at play within the entertainment industry and the lengths some will go to protect their reputations and evade justice. I mean, we can't forget the unsettling claim that Jay-Z was involved in the demise of his alleged mistress, Kathy White. The story goes that Kathy was on the brink of exposing Jay-Z's secrets and had been collaborating with a tabloid to bring them to light. However, on the very night she was poised to rock the boat, she tragically passed away under suspicious circumstances. Her death raises numerous red flags, with gaping loopholes in the official account of what transpired. Some suggest that Jay-Z orchestrated her demise to silence her and prevent the exposure of his secrets. The ambiguity surrounding the cause of Kathy's death only adds weight to these grim suspicions, prompting many to question the darker facets of Jay-Z's public persona. As usual, fans have not hesitated to voice their concerns and anguish regarding Jay-Z's alleged involvement in these unsettling events. And let me tell you, when I say this, Jay-Z's once golden reputation is undeniably tarnished by the shadows of suspicion surrounding him. One fan even said, "This has been going on since the 1930s and 1940s. It's all about money." Another person said, "Diddy didn't lie to them. They're trying to disassociate themselves from the crap they've been doing together. Don't be deceived, my people. They're all in on the same boat." What's your take on this matter? Do you believe Beyoncé and Jay-Z are on the brink of a divorce? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. While we eagerly await further updates, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your opinions. Also, be sure to stay tuned for our next video, where we'll bring you more drama you never knew you needed.